Hi folks, I'm Victor the Magician and you're watching Victor Reveals, the show where I should teach you how to use some of the most beautiful and more importantly useful moves in Magic. Now, today I'm going to show you something a little bit special. This is a bit more complicated than what I would usually show you. Today I'm going to show you how to cut any card that you want from an ordinary packet of cards. Just like this one. So for example, if I want to cut the Queen of Hearts out of deck, but I wanted to do it one-handed and to have the card turn face up as I cut it right out of the middle of the pack, this is what I do. There you are, you see the card just pops right out in the middle of the deck. You cut it and in mid-cut you're able to pull the card out and you can do all that with just one hand. It's a really beautiful move. Let's do it again, this time a little bit slower, and then I'll teach you how it's done. And there she is again. The Queen of Hearts. By the way, I should explain that I was specifically targeting the Queen of Hearts. I don't know if I mentioned which card I was aiming for there. Good job, this is just a demonstration of this isn't an actual trick. But I'm going to show you how that works. Now, you want the card to be on the bottom of the deck, your target card. Now, if you've had a spectator choose a card and you want to move it to the top of the deck, and you move it to the bottom of the deck, sorry. Did I say bottom of the deck? Sorry, I'm having a bit of an off day, to be honest, folks. This is like, I'm not starting over with the filming, because this is like the fourth take of this. But anyway, this card needs to be on the bottom of the deck, and if a spectator has chosen it, the easiest way to get to the bottom of the deck is with the double undercut move. Let me show you how that works. You want to get the spectator to push their card partway into the deck, about halfway down. Then you want to pull up on that card with your thumb as you push it the rest of the way in, creating this break, which from the front should be basically invisible to the spectator. Then immediately transfer the break to the thumb of the other hand, so the cards are held like this in biddle grip. This, by the way, this is just called biddle grip. That's what the term for that is in Magic if you're new to this. And then you want to take about half of the cards from below the break, put them on top, and then the other half of the cards from below the break and put them on top, and that leaves the card that was immediately above the break on the bottom of the deck, in this case the target card, the Queen of Hearts. That's obviously not the move, that's just your setup, that's how you get into the right position if you need to. To do the actual move, you need to hold the cards in a very specific way, and that's like this. You take them and you place them in the right hand, have the middle finger on the forward short edge of the pack. That's the edge away from you. The forefinger on the right hand side. The index finger, sorry, the middle finger? Yeah, index finger. Or ring finger on the left hand side. And the thumb at the back, the short edge pointing towards you. The pinky doesn't do anything. You don't need to worry about that. And what you're going to do is you're going to use the thumb, like this, to push up and create a break between the top packet and the bottom packet, or the top half and the bottom half of the deck. Now, if you take the thumb away, you should see that break just stays where it is, particularly if you make it quite a substantial break, because you should be able to hold these two halves in position just using the strength in your three fingers. Now, this is going to take some getting used to, and it is something you need to build up your muscles for. This is actually something that requires physical strength. You're not going to be able to do it straight away if you've never tried this before, unless you're already very strong in your hands. Just practice it until you're able to do this, and then you can move on to the next part, which is this. You move your thumb over to the left-hand side of the deck. That's the left-hand side towards yourself, as you're looking at it, not from the spectator's point of view. So it's on the left inner corner of the deck. Sorry. And what you're going to do then is you're going to use the thumb to rotate the top half of the deck out of the grip of these three fingers, so that it's just held between the forefinger and the thumb. See that? And the bottom packet is just below that. Now what you're going to do is you're going to tilt the bottom packet up. It doesn't matter how you do this, just very carefully. and pull the original top packet under. And what that should leave you with is the original bottom packet on top, and your forefinger should already be inserted between the two packets just because of the act of pulling one under the other, which means that it's contacting the card that was originally on the bottom of the deck, which is of course the target card, the Queen of Hearts. Now, you should find that if you slowly straighten out that finger, that target card starts to revolve out of the deck. Let's put it back in position and do that again. So you're just going to push with your finger, and that's going to revolve that card, revolve it. Now at this point, the card is out of the deck, but you need to get it face up. So what you're going to do is you're going to come under it with this finger as well, this middle finger. You should find that it's fairly easy just to hold the two packets of cards now, because they're half sitting in the sort of the palm of your hand between your thumb crotch and these couple of fingers here at the end, the ring finger and the pinky. So you don't need to worry about dropping these, particularly if you keep your hand tilted a little bit up, because gravity will assist you. But anyway, with these two fingers, you're just going to begin to pivot this card around using the top half of the deck as the pivot. So it begins to rotate like that. See there, it's actually come out of the deck, and it's sort of at a right angle to the cards. And if you just keep pushing, it'll fall on top of the deck like that, at which point you can just straighten all of the cards up, and there is the target card on top of the deck. So let's go through that again once more, just to make sure you've got it. Target card starts off at the bottom of the deck. The deck is gripped between the forefinger, middle finger and ring finger of the right hand, and is held away from the palm. Show you there's some air between the deck and the palm there, because that gives space for that'll give you the space you need to manipulate the cards. I don't think I said that earlier, but it's a really useful hint. Push up with the thumb on the back of the deck, the inner part of the deck that's pointing towards you, then use the thumb to separate the top packet and the bottom packet. Push the bottom packet under the top packet, which automatically puts your forefinger in position to push that card out. You can then take it with the middle finger and rotate it to the top of the deck. So long as you know what card you're going for in advance, whether it's chosen by a spectator or something you've set up beforehand, you will always be able to cut the card that you want seemingly from the middle of the deck. It's impressive, and it works because you're not just cutting the deck and then turning it over to reveal the cards on the bottom. You're not just cutting the deck and turning it over to reveal you've cut the card to the top. You're actually cutting the card out of the deck in mid-cut. You're taking the card like that. It seems as though you're finding the card in the middle of the deck and bringing it to the top, just in one fluid move. It's a really useful cut, that. A really useful move. I'm not sure if there's a name for it. It's something that I started doing independently of any other magician, basically. So, as far as I know, I'm the only person to cut a card and flip it up like that using quite that method. So I guess I'll have to come up with a name for it to be the title of this video. Do let me know if you've seen somebody else do something similar or basically identical. Otherwise, I shall see you next time for more magic.